We'll see if Soyhi can come back, because actually right now Welmu, the representative from Finland for Starcraft2, the best Finnish Starcraft2 player, in fact one of the best non-Korean players in the world,
yeah, for sure,
is up there giving a few tips, saying what he thinks about the game and how to play against Mayuki. So definitely going to help her, I think, going into this next game.
Yeah, definitely good to have your teammates down here. All of Team Finland is actually in our audience right now here supporting Soyhi, and that's got to be great. Got to be a great feeling for Soyhi.
Well, she is choosing the next map, so with a little Welmu advice as well as the next map pick, could be at an advantage, but so far very close. It kind of comes down now to a best-of-3.
That is true. It is a best-of-3 now. For our remaining maps, we do have Catalina, Foxtrot Labs,
and King Sejong.
Or King Sejong Station.
Oh, okay.
Now, Soyhi did lose that last game, so she gets to pick the next map.
Yeah.
What map do you think she's going to go for?
Oh,
they have their headphones on?
I would say
sure we
Catalina, maybe?
Talk about this while they could hear us.
I think something kind of big and defensive could be good for her.
Okay.
But it looks like it's actually going to be King Sejong Station, and
well,
this is like
that's never really a shocking map pick for anybody who's been playing a lot of professional StarCraft. That map's been around for a long time. It's been tried and tested, and comfort level is going to be important here for these two players.
Yeah, this map everyone has played so many times. No one really vetoes this map on the ladder, so if you practice on the ladder, which most players do, you've just played it countless times.
Yeah. If you're just now joining us, this is the Women's StarCraft 2 Finals here at IeSF. It's 1-1 right now in a best-of-5, and by the end of tonight, we'll be crowning the Women's StarCraft 2 World Champion.
That's right, very soon, in fact, in as few as 2 more games.
Introducing our players over here in the upper left from Finland. Make some noise for Soyhi. And in the bottom right, in the green, from China, let's give it up for Mayuki.
Most of Team Finland being manner there and clapping even for the opponent.
Wow. It's been really cool to be down here at IeSF Artosis. Not for StarCraft 2, but for some of the other games. We've had players from countries like Bangladesh. I don't think I've ever done an esports event with, I've ever seen a player from Bangladesh, which is super cool.
It's actually funny. The last time I met a Bangladeshi StarCraft player at the last IeSF.
Oh, how cool.
The last one I was at least, which
that
was
what,
not last
2 years ago?
2 or 3 years ago, yeah. So all sorts of countries have all sorts of players of all sorts of games.
By the way, that was back when IeSF was doing their events just in Korea. IeSF has been expanding very quickly. I'd say it's newer by comparison to a lot of other esports events. So you guys may not be as familiar with it, but
it's already got a good history.
It's got a rich history, and last year they were hosting their event in Bucharest. This year here in Azerbaijan and Baku. So this is it's really cool to see them expanding like this.
Absolutely. Well, we do have this drone scout from Mayuki once again. Looks like she wants to go for a hatchery first. It's just checking, is it in fact safe? And she'll find that, yes, it is in fact safe. So he, once again, with the very safe spawning pool before hatchery, but no gas to go with it. So aggression should be out of the picture.
This is similar to the builds we saw in our previous game, except that Mayuki's build, she did not scout her opponent right away because it was a 3-player map instead of this 2-player map.
Well, the gas is being gotten. Spawning pool following up, so probably going to see a quick Zergling speed from Mayuki once again.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Mayuki so far in this tournament, she's been very good with the mid-game aggression. I would not be surprised if she sticks with that.
It seems to be
one of her
style,
points.
really.
She's good at splitting the banelings and the lings, getting the surrounds on the queen. And that snowballs a lot of the time. Soyhi's defense has been pretty good. I think that last game especially, a little bit easier to defend those kind of attacks just due to the positioning of the ramp there into the second base, getting the Evo chambers up. I think if Soyhi had not gotten that up, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
We might see something similar here for Soyhi on this map as well.
Well, let's see what will Soyhi be able to actually defend here. The ramp is still pretty big. It's still pretty wide open there, so can be hard to defend as well.
Ling speed starting up, and we have the 2 queens being manufactured here for Mayuki. being grown, not manufactured. What being made? What's the correct term here for this?
Being spawned or hatched?
Spawned. Because can the queen really hatch from the hatchery? Well, I guess
it's literally a hatchery.
It's literally a hatchery.
Tasteless.
You know, I retract that.
Wow.
I take that back. We've been casting StarCraft for a long time. I've never asked you this question. We have the scouting lane coming up over here. Mayuki is going to shut that down with ease, but not before Soyhi can gather a good amount of information about what Mayuki's doing, how many drones she's been making.
Yeah, and the
and
fact
the layout
that
of her base.
the Zergling speed is on the way, that's one of the most important things, is to just figure that out. Because without Zergling speed, the aggressive potential is very, very low. But with Zergling speed, anything can happen. So she's going to let this Spine Crawler finish up. She's already adding the Roach Warren, kind of going back to that very defensive style.
Yeah, Mayuki, she loves her lings with speed. They're coming up here now. This game, I believe, similar to what we saw a little bit in game number 1. We'll see if Mayuki actually does send her roaches out, though.
Well, we'll see about that.
I'm sorry, did I misread the thing? Does she not have any roach warren at all?
She hasn't started. Mayuki hasn't started. She's focused on Zergling
I was
speed.
swapping the the production tabs there. Okay, so Mayuki does not have a roach warren.
Yeah, Soyhi looks like she's getting a defensive one, whereas this one here, this could be offensive once again, like we saw from Mayuki on map 1.
I think it is going to be offensive. The fact that Mayuki is putting this tucked away in the back of her second base and not out in the front in an attempt to make some kind of a wall in, or at least the beginnings of a wall in, I think we're going to see Mayuki once again go back in here and be aggressive.
Definitely could be, but already Soyhi making some roaches, getting that third base as well. So if she can just stay alive for a little bit, the quicker third base is a big deal.
Well, that third base it's out there, Artosis. It's some place that's going to be, I think, surroundable.
Yeah.
If Mayuki can make the necessary number of roaches and lings here. We have some roaches already being hatched here and plenty more lings now on the way. Actually,
well,
interestingly enough, I just see the lings there. I thought she had a few more.
Yeah, trying to focus on some drones as well. It looks like she's really trying to get a big economy going. But look, catching these lings is actually a pretty big deal. This is a lot of free unit kills.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation for Soyhi there. She can't actually turn around and engage those things. They die just as easily, but they also can't run away. And now Mayuki, look, there's not a lot of presence here on the map for Soyhi, so these lings are going to come up here, and I don't think there's any way to save this hatchery. She needs to cancel this. Will she? Oh. My God. It was like the closest cancel. I've never seen a hatchery animation finish for so long and then still get canceled. That's the world record. If Soyhi doesn't win this, she will at least be the champion of the latest possible hatchery cancel I've ever seen. That was pretty crazy.
It was rather late, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Well, she does get the money back, or most of it at least, and that's what's important. But
yeah, sure, she can try to get a third base up here in just a little bit, but probably not until she knows that she's safe to be on the map here with Mayuki. Nice positioning here from Soyhi, by the way.
Yeah, good blocking everywhere, filling in every little hole right now. So very hard for Mayuki to keep up the aggression, but you know what? That's fine because Mayuki is taking her third base now, and it's going to be quicker than Soyhi's because of the cancel.
Yeah, Mayuki looking to be, I think, potentially in a more favorable position here. We'll have to see. And Mayuki has backed up her lings and roaches. Do we have defense at the third base for Soyhi? Up there at the top. Okay, so there's an ample number of roaches up there.
She's not letting that happen again.
The other question, though, is could these lings just be sent into the main here? No, in fact not. Soyhi with completely bulletproof defense. Yeah,
it looks like she's really on top of that right now. But this is a lot of units out on the map for Mayuki. Their supplies are pretty close right now. So definitely there's the potential for Mayuki to get some damage in here. But it looks like Soyhi is defending very well so far.
Now let's look at the +1 missile attack upgrades here. Mayuki's is going to be a little bit ahead of Soyhi's when they finish up, which gives a really good window of time here for Mayuki to do a timing attack. This hatchery is going to finish, and that is going to trigger Mayuki to come in here. Really brilliant timing here. And look at the angling here. Soyhi's roaches are just not in a very good position. But as I say that, Soyhi's additional roaches come up here from the bottom. Do we have reinforcements coming up for Mayuki? No, we do not. Soyhi does have a better position, although the upgrades don't favor her. She still manages to push out Mayuki.
That is a good defense there from Soyhi. Started to go wrong at first, but the reinforcements were just on time. More and more lings being pumped out by Mayuki. So she's going to try to maybe keep on a little bit more aggression. If Soyhi holds on a little bit longer, though, she should be able to take an advantage.
But Mayuki is coming up now with a lot more lings and roaches.
Oh, wow.
And this may end up trampling Soyhi here. The lings, of course, tank the damage while the roaches dish it out. And we are slowly watching Soyhi's army get pushed further and further back. The question is, can the third base for Soyhi be saved, or is it going to be trampled by Mayuki's attack? And by the way, I love the splitting of the roaches and the lings here.
Yeah, certainly I do too, Tasteless. It looks like this third base may be able to be taken out, but Soyhi pushing forward, trying to save it right now with these roaches. It does get taken down, though. Nice pickoff by Mayuki.
Mayuki actually has everything rallied in the middle of the map here. And what you can do is actually wait for that third hatch to start again and do one of two things. Either try to go in there and force a cancel, or wait for that third hatch to finish. Go in there again and destroy it with an even stronger lead. It's a tough one to call here. Since, you know, if you let it finish and Soyhi holds it, obviously the game goes on. But let's see. Soyhi, I got to say, oddly enough, is counterattacking. I don't know if this is a good idea. I think Mayuki just has too many roaches. It's too close to Mayuki's production facilities. Mayuki can probably punish that with ease.
Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe she thought that she could catch her off guard. You know, she got a few free kills while that hatchery was going down. But Mayuki has played it very well, just creating nothing but units behind that. And as soon as the roaches ran away, back to drones.
Well, the roaches come up now. And it looks like Soyhi wants to open up the back of the space here. Excuse me, Mayuki wants to open up the back of the space here for a possible attack.
Well, Soyhi going to have to run away for now. This is a good number of roaches for Mayuki on the defense. The supply is still very, very close. And Mayuki pushes forward right now to engage.
I think Mayuki may, for the time being, just have a little bit too much. But as I say that, Soyhi comes down here with a really good engagement. The concave usually better than the convex here. If you look at the supplies, though, 116 to 108. Reinforcements coming in here for Mayuki as Soyhi is going to have to retreat. Yeah,
it looks like it. That this should just barely be held. She is continuing to improve units, though, so maybe she thinks she can still break through this. But Mayuki's reinforcements are so close as her hatcheries are right nearby.
There are more reinforcements coming here for Soyhi, who, despite losing that battle, she's got a supply lead by 5.
That's true. Mostly roaches she's been making, whereas some extra drones were made by Mayuki, as well as a bunch of extra lings. So that would really point towards why. But with these great upgrades, Soyhi's roach army is still a force to be reckoned with.
Now Mayuki is going to be getting the Hydra Tech. Well, she has the Hydra Tech, but she's about to upgrade those Hydras here as well. Hold that thought, though. More lings coming in here. Will they go to the main? Already targeting down a bunch of drones. Meanwhile, an attack here from Soyhi. Transfuse on the hatchery, but it's not going to be enough. The hatchery for Mayuki goes down right now. It's 2 base versus 3, but Mayuki's ling harass still looking pretty strong.
It certainly is. Going into the main base now. There's quite a few drones in here. Going to be able to pick off another queen, perhaps? And that's a very nice kill. Or not a kill at all.
Okay, not a kill at all. 98 supply to 114. Mayuki, we have something in the middle of the map here. Looks like a good amount of roaches. Will this be enough to do any damage? Soyhi has been spread pretty thin here on defense. She did manage to recuperate, but not after losing several drones. But as I see this, the answer is yes, of course Soyhi has enough defense.
Yeah, she has
Look at the
quite
number
a
of
few.
roaches. And 9 more on the way, by the way.
That is true, but we actually see Mayuki teching up a little bit more. Hydralis in production. Already the range upgrade is done. So these bad boys can really add a lot of firepower to this roach army.
As you can see, the roaches are coming up now and driving back Soyhi's roaches.
That's right.
Mayuki seems to actually be getting back on her feet pretty well.
Yeah, she really is. She's doing a very good job of recovering here from a hard situation. In fact, her supply is higher at the moment. More lings on the way, getting that hydro speed, continuing with upgrades as well. I do like the burrow movement, though, coming out from Soyhi.
Yeah, the burrow movement's going to be very strong. Mayuki still really, she's been matched here by the fact that Soyhi can also be aggressive, can counterattack. This has really turned out to be a great ZVZ. We see Mayuki coming up here towards the center, but Soyhi already has a pretty good concave ready to absorb any attack that comes through here. So I question if this is going to be a good decision here from Mayuki.
Yeah, it may not be, but you know what? These Hydras actually add a lot of damage in.
That's true.
So there's still some possibilities to get an attack off over here. It's just, I wouldn't go down that ramp either, Tasteless. It just looks too scary.
Well, I think Mayuki would agree with you. She's actually going up and around, and this would give her a pretty good angle to come in here and attack.
But look, already Soyhi turning around, trying to get a good concave once again, and she does succeed in it, forcing Mayuki back once again.
Yeah, Soyhi now driving Mayuki back. Mayuki headed southbound now. And also Mayuki, though, taking a fourth base, Artosis.
Yeah, turning quite the macro game. And here we go. Actually going to turn around and fight. It looks like so many roaches from Soyhi. The Hydra's dealing a lot of extra damage. But once these roaches are gone, the Hydras die very quickly.
And as you can see, Soyhi with confidence just darts in there into the middle of the fray. And as you were saying, Artosis, I mean, once the roaches are in there actually doing damage to the Hydras die right away. But reinforcements coming up here for Mayuki. You know, this is a bit of it's a question of scale go back and forth or who's really ahead. And it looks like, again, Mayuki is going to win this engagement as there are more reinforcements coming down from the bottom right.
But Soyhi does send more roaches as well. Will force back the roaches of Mayuki for a moment. This fourth base, though, this could be, you know, the focal point of the next few minutes.
By the way, Mayuki doing a really good job actually taking her drones off gas at her third base since she realizes she has more than enough Vespian gas to have to worry about mining gas for the time being. Mayuki, actually a very talented player.
Indeed. Quite a good job. And
yeah.
in fact, is getting Infestation Pit right now. And with this much gas, definitely could get a bunch of infestors. Possibly even tech up to a hive.
Well, okay, hold that thought. Hold that thought that I hadn't even say because that happened so fast. The burrowed roaches are moving out now. Now, this is how you throw somebody off in a ZVZ. As if you can get in there and do that damage. Unfortunately, that goes right to that Overseer. Big blow there for Soyhi.
Well, that's only half of them, Tasteless. 4 more roaches headed down towards the natural, maybe towards the main base even from Soyhi.
You know what I'm worried about is actually, does Mayuki just have too much of a big army that even if there's harass back at home, she just comes in here and wrecks this third base?
Might be the case. Right now, killing off some drones is Soyhi, but the army kind of small at home. These lings need to get in. More and more roaches coming out from Soyhi. Will Mayuki be able to break through?
You can see the lings are almost all cleaned up here. Soyhi is just devouring this army, sending Mayuki back, retreating. Mayuki trying to send up some reinforcements and actually intercepting a small force there of Soyhi's roaches. But Mayuki's got to get into a better position here. You need to have that nice arc when you engage in roach versus roach, and back there she just didn't have it.
Well, Mayuki still has a very strong supply count, making some lings right now to run up here and help out as well. But these roaches of Soyhi, I feel like they're just gaining so much value, especially since so many lings are being made.
Yeah, well, Mayuki here attacking from all different angles right now. As you can see, the reinforcements are coming in such a way. Soyhi, even though she was actually looking pretty good a little bit ago, it's too much of a good surround, and she got punished.
Yeah, a little bit too much of a commitment over here on this side of the map. But she is going to run home, reproduce those roaches, and live to fight again another day.
It's been a really back-and-forth game here. You can see Mayuki really depends on her aggression. She has the 2 extractors made there at that base. She's not even going to use them. She's not even mining from that base because she's so focused on just powering up, getting this big army. It's probably how she's been winning a lot of her games ZVZ here at this tournament. It's just punishing anybody who wants to try to get into that late-game tech at a ZVZ.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because Mayuki right now does have that hive all finished. Actually getting adrenal glands. You know, obviously a great upgrade for Zerglings, but let's not forget they don't have any plus attack upgrades. So
yeah, that's
they
a
don't
good
really
point.
deal that much damage.
That's a very good point, Artosis. There's that Evo chamber for Mayuki finishing up. So that'll be double Evo chamber. She may be just sticking on layer tech for a pretty long time.
Yeah, it could be the case. Well, we do see a lot of units coming up right now and going to be able to knock out these roaches. But
Soyhi's got a great attack over here on the 4th base. That's going to knock this to 3 base versus 3 base. Resources sparse at the rest of the remaining encampments.
Oh, man, very nice pickoff. Very important as well, considering Soyhi doesn't have an additional base.
She may need to burrow and actually get out of there.
Seriously. Well, she's going to knock out the Lings very quickly. In fact, does she have enough roaches to win this battle as well?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, Mayuki's reinforcements are going to be coming out very quickly.
Well, we'll force her back for the time being, but Soyhi, I feel like this is going to hit diminishing returns as more roaches pop out for Mayuki.
Yeah, I got to agree. I think now if I'm Soyhi right now, I try to take my 4th base and just secure it. Just guarantee myself a win. And I'd actually say, I was going to say center left for 4th base, but she's going for the upper right.
All right, well, that is kind of the furthest thing away from any creep of Mayuki, so going to be hardest place to attack as far as the 4th base goes, so kind of appreciate that.
Well, this is all just going to come down to can Soyhi hold this base while still denying Mayuki her 4th base. If we can just do a mineral check at each expansion here, you can see here at Soyhi's base, this is almost dried up.
The main base is dried, and this base getting pretty low as well.
Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at what Mayuki's got down here.
Oh, man.
Nothing. Oh, my God, and idle drones, too. That's not good. That's
already
a big mistake.
Gone. And a ton of drones over here, really not mining that much. These 4th bases really are going to be the points of contention.
At this point in time, Mayuki should probably just long-distance mine with those extra drones.
Yeah. She's got to put them to use somewhere at least.
Oh, and as I said that, she's already sending those additional drones at the center right to mine up the, over there.
Well, right now we do have Soyhi walking down again towards his 4th. A good concave from Mayuki, but will it actually be enough versus these huge Soyhi numbers?
Soyhi is coming down now, but again, this arc is just so good. You can see that some of Soyhi's roaches are not doing damage, the ones that are getting stuck in the center of the back right now. Soyhi continuing to come down here, and look at the supplies. That tells the real story. 127 to 72. GG. Soyhi wins game number 2, and what was actually a really back-and-forth series.
A very strong victory, no doubt, and you can tell she was really concentrating. When she won, I actually glanced over, and she was like holding her shoulders in the back of her neck. When I'm really concentrating a game, I'm like, oh, God. Ugh.
Yeah, that's when I finish a Starcraft game and I try to move my right arm at my PC, and I'm like, ow.
Well, you really tense up.
Built up. Oh, yeah. Well, it was hard to say who was going to win that for the majority of the game.
It was very, very close. Both of them made a lot of great moves there.
Mayuki picks the next map, Artosis. Now, Mayuki's been pretty aggressive. She's really just stuck with harass, banelings, lings, roaches, attacking in different locations, trying to throw her opponent off guard and just get her, in a spot where she can't defend a hatchery, she can't defend her drone, she can't even defend, let's say, a lone queen, and punish them that way. If you're Mayuki, Artie McTosis, the 3rd, what do you pick?
Well, I was saying before, I thought Merry-Go-Round and Foxtrot were both good picks for some quick aggression. And I got to stick by it. She picked Merry-Go-Round before. I think she's going to pick Foxtrot here because that natural is wide open. It's kind of a wonky map. Aggressive play can pay off.
Why would you not pick a Foxtrot Labs here? We'll see.